What's up, you guys? Welcome to the ICanB show, where we talk about everything we could be on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Coming back again on Monday. I am your host, ICB, and I'm very happy to be here today on this fine channel, doing the fine thing, looking fine as me. You know what I'm saying? Not my best, but I'm still rocking. Okay. So today, what I want to talk about is confidence. Now, confidence. You must have confidence or you will be eaten by the wolves of this world, okay? They say the devil roams like a roaring lion, waiting to devour his next treat. And if you don't know who you are, baby, you will be the next on the menu. So people ask me, ICB, what do you mean by this, okay? If you do not find your confidence, the confidence out of your trauma, out of your pain, out of the reasons why you think you're not good enough, then the world will recognize that in you and they will continue to trigger you until you have nothing left, okay? So it's important to not only know your triggers, but most importantly, know where you're going and in ways in which what you've been through could truly impact the world, right? So they say that energy is either transcribed, transferred, law and behold, everything that you experience in life, including pain, including trauma, can be transformed into actual power, right? So once you understand the dynamics of what you've been through, you in turn heal from those things and could like maybe recognize it on somebody else, see a hole in them and help them heal as well. But you can't get to that stage as long as you keep letting people eat on you and suck you dry. Like people, especially people from the past, people that you knew growing up, they knew or know like things that you've been through or the like your past, right? Or past versions of you that wasn't that confident, wasn't that, forthcoming. They will remember you as that and they will try to treat you like that. Like you aren't that girl, like you aren't that guy. And in reality, you know who you are. That's the reason why you're watching this channel today. That's the reason why you tuned in, because you know who you are. And you're constantly on this in an effort to continue to evolve in everything that you can be. And you know what God put inside of you, and you're at a stage in your life where you want to, continue to expand and shed off an old cloak or skin and come into the totality of who you are. So when I say that people will try to eat you alive from your trauma, right? If you don't understand that your triggers do not define you, a lot of times people will like see something in you that they like deem as not confident or deem as not whole, and they will hold it against you. And I don't want to repeat myself, and I surely don't want to have to edit this video, but confidence lies in knowledge of self, person, place, and thing, right? You understand your trauma, you understand that you're not the only person in the world who has experienced such trauma, have experienced such, life-changing, uttering conflicts that have left them broken. But the thing that people don't recognize is like broken pieces carve into totally new realities. Think about it like this, like rocks, right? When water starts running into rock, metamorphic, whichever, as much as water can like beat onto rocks, it carves its own like valley and its own water streams and river streams. And while at first, you just want to be that whole rock, you don't want water to be so-called decaying you and like creating rips and patterns inside of you. But when you look back on it, that water that has carved itself in the rock of who you used to be creates valleys and streams and water holes and sprouts trees, and it becomes resources for animals and birds and like babies and human life. So never think that the so-called cracks in the foundation is just like your whole planet exploding. No, you are becoming a whole new person, a whole new thing, a whole new beautiful image, a whole new, valley of nature. So you must trust the process and know that God's not putting you through something to take away from you, but to build you up for a greater purpose in the kingdom. So that's very important. I was watching a video, Ajna, I hope I'm saying her name right, but she was talking about how, successful people's success is like, you have to realize that you are the sacrifice to your success, right? The things that you go through, if you want to in turn teach people how to love themselves and teach people how to come back and pour into themselves, you have to understand that sometimes you got to go through that valley, you got to go through that trauma, and in turn, sacrifice yourself for the greater purpose of understanding your pain, understanding that, everybody goes through things in life, but there's always a peak to the top of the hill, and we're just trying to get to the sunset. You know what I'm saying? Like, you start early day traveling up the hill, traveling up the valley, and you're just trying to get to the top so you can enjoy the ever scenic view of everything that you have been through and persevered through, and the joy that is to come in the morning or in the afternoon. So I hope I'm not rambling too much today, y'all, but I just really want y'all to know, like, everything that you've been through is and has purpose attached to it. And I don't want you to count yourself out against other people. Like, don't let people brainwash you or make you think that you are just like the spawn of the earth and you don't have nothing left in you. A lot of people are good at hiding their pain. If you are someone like me that's very sensitive, you might not always be so good at hiding your pain. Some people call it authentic, to be transparent in the things that you go through. All I'm saying is, like, don't let somebody use your pain against you. That's not even fair. Like, you're trying to heal as a person, so heal. I don't care. And then y'all be out here stressing over strangers. I used to be out here stressing over strangers. Who gives a, like, it's a stranger, they don't know you. You know what I'm saying? All this is about character building, right? Every experience you have, you should take heed. If you didn't like it, if you didn't like the interaction that you had with somebody else, all right, next time I'm gonna do something a little different. I'm gonna do something a little more gentle. I'm gonna be more of myself, right? So speaking of, like, being more of yourself, I try to relay back. When I think of my truest self, I try to relay back on, like, who I was as a teenager, who I was before I let anxiety striking me down and make me feel like I had to shrink myself and be less of a person. And that honestly started in my childhood, but we're gonna go back to teenager times, right? And, like, who I was as a teenager, like, Miss Mumu. Like, Mumu don't care. Mumu don't give a crap, okay? I'm either hungry, I'm tired, or I want to go see my boo. Like, it's really three of those things, right? And you have to remember, when you're going through your day-to-day, you're just you. I'm just Vanna. I'm just Moo. And this for all my spiritual baddies, like, you don't always have to embody a goddess or, an angel or whatever, like, spiritual gifts or patterns that you do have or experience. Like, it's okay to just be yourself in human form. It's okay to just, like, realize, like, I'm just this girl from ... I'm just this guy from ... and that's enough for today, right? I don't have to always be an example for other people. I don't have to always, set the bar is so high that I'm suffocating if I feel like I'm not doing all that I can do in a day. Like, sometimes you just gotta be you, and you just gotta trust in the process that God is putting you through, and take the energy that you have and give it to yourself. That's where your power lies. Like, being able to really pour into who you are energetically in any room will make you twice as big, twice as strong, twice as powerful as your counterparts, because everybody's looking around, everybody's worried about the next man. But when you choose to worry about you, baby, your confidence speaks for itself. It pours out through your pores. So just do that. Don't be afraid to just be you. You don't have to have a savior complex. You don't have to be so shy all the time. You don't have to be, terrified at any text. Like, just be you and trust that that's enough, right? So another thing that I like to do is identify with people you respect and like rebuke things that you know is not you. So a lot of times social anxiety comes from, what do they think about me, or how am I coming off? And recently I've been like using this meditation of like, like you rebuke, like, I'm not ... I am ... right? So like in the Bible would be like, I'm no Judas, right? I'm not gonna betray Jesus and kill myself afterward because I believe the enemy's like trying to get in my mind and tell me certain things. Like, so let me give y'all some backstory. So Judas, right, Judas is the guy who betrayed Jesus. We hate Judas, right? But like, Judas betrayed Jesus from a thought. The enemy put a thought in Judas's name. The enemy put a thought in Judas's mind, telling him to betray Jesus. While he did it in his flesh, the thought was the ultimate thing that made him act on it, right? Now, your thoughts, what's good thoughts, what's bad thoughts, right? And ultimately, when he betrayed Jesus, he killed himself, right? Hung himself, they say in the Bible. And when in life, if you continue to betray yourself, put yourself in certain situations, put yourself around certain people that ain't good for you, that's is killing your spirit, you are in some ways the Judas of your own life, right? You are betraying God, because what God put in you, what God wants and expects from you. And if you don't show up in that way, you're betraying God and you're hurting yourself, and you can't run from yourself. So what I like to do is, like, I think of like biblical characters in the Bible that I want to be more like, or I want to be like, and I just be like, if I get a negative thought that is destructive, that wants to come against everything that I'm building and everything I'm doing, I think to myself, I'm no Judas, I'm Ruth, right? So Ruth in the Bible, for all of you who don't know, Ruth married a man, Naomi's son, and it was Ruth and another woman that married her two sons, and Naomi, the mother of the two sons she was married, had a husband as well. And the husband and her two sons passed away, and she was just left with two daughter-in-laws. And the daughter-in-laws, she gave Naomi, the mother, gave the daughters-in-laws a command, an ultimatum, leave me, go back to your homes with your mother and your father, and live your life, seek a new husband. And Ruth was like, no, Mom, like, I'm not doing that. I'm staying down with you. I'm staying loyal. I'm a rock out with you. I'm gonna serve you. I'm gonna serve wherever we go. So one of the daughter-in-laws left. They went back, but Ruth stayed. And Ruth was just purely a servant. Like, she cared about others. She showed up in the room. She was in such a servitude mode in her mindset and in her heart that eventually she was seen, and Boaz fell in love with her by seeing her work on the field and just put in that work. You know what I'm saying? Just live life, do the best that she can do. And I really identify with Ruth because I ain't got no other options out here but to just try. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not the type of person that can control everything. My life has never really been in my hands. I've always been graced by the glorious God himself. So I just put that one foot in front of the other, and I'll be all that I can be in that moment, for that group, for that environment, for that event. And it's always served me well. So that's what I say to y'all. It's like, don't be the Judas in your life. Be Ruth. Like, be whatever you recognize to be that you love and admire. Like, and if that's Esther, a queen, if that's Mary, a mother of the next, like, God, Jesus, like, whatever you recognize with, if that's Barack Obama, if that's Michelle Obama, if that's Rihanna, hold on. If that's Rihanna, if that's Beyonce, if that's Selma Hayek, if that's Jennifer Hudson, if that's Angela Rye, like whoever it is, if that's Shelby Cribson, like you have to recognize the traits in you that serve your ultimate good and is from God, and just fully fall into what that is, what that look like, what that feel like, how that's done. And it helps relieve a lot of stress, and it helps you control your thoughts about yourself. So once again, if you're ever having a negative thought, no matter what that is, whether that's suicide, sickness, health, laziness, you're not good enough, your body's not this, blah, 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 whatever it may be, just say to yourself, like I'm not Judas, I am Ruth, so it's just a thought. I'm no Judas, I am Ruth. It's just a thought. It's just a thought. Once you recognize things as just thoughts, you take their power away and you move forward in your life and you do what you have to do. Okay? So I hope that makes sense for you all. If you have any questions, you can always comment down below. You can always hit me up on Instagram. My Instagram is the ICB, the with an extra E, ICB, THEE, ICB. I as in iguana, C as in cuddly, and B as in ball. So get with it, never quit it. Okay? So, yeah. So yeah, don't identify with people's negative attributes. Like, we live in a world of a lot of different principalities, a lot of different stuff going on. You never know what somebody's going through. You never know what somebody's experienced. You never know somebody's trauma. So try not to let nonverbal cues make you feel like you ain't on the right track. Like, boo, you doing the best that you can do. Focus that energy to you. Focus that energy on the inside and continue to bloom like the flower you are. Okay, you're stronger when you just focus that energy to you. You can't control everything, okay? Trying to control everything is like a Jezebel spirit, to be honest. Like, always wanting to control the room and control how people see you and feel about you and feel around you. Like, just control the peace that you have inside of you, and all of what you want will just pour out around you because it will become your reality. But if you're trying to control something, then maybe the narrative that you have within your spirit ain't all the way fine-tuned. And if that's the case, just go back to the drawing board, read a book, listen to, watch something inspirational. ICanB Mondays. Listen to some gospel music, sing, dance, embrace, do some yoga, stretch your body, just continue to live and love and be loved because you deserve it, okay? So, yeah, God got you. Everything outside of you is not always a reflection of you. That's what I'm basically trying to say. Like, we live in a world that blah, blah, blah. So just focus on you, focus on your self-health, focus on your success, and just allow God to pour into you once you truly discover, and not just discover, but you accept the truth of who you are. You stop betraying yourself, all right? Because once you know who you are, your power and your confidence is hand in hand with you. Power on one hand, confidence on the other. And whatever people try to spill onto you, you don't care. You here to do business. You here to serve. You like Ruth, right? Trying to get it done. So just get it done. And yeah, remember where you're going. Remember your highest self. Remember what you want out of life. When you think about your highest self, like, we can all close our eyes and think about our highest self. That dream that God put inside of you is for a reason. He wants you to get the, like I say all the time, that callus, right? We're building up our character, Be happy that you didn't heal like that, right? Healing is an everyday, all the time, moving thing, right? So, healing builds character. And then through following through on the thoughts that God puts in your mind, the thoughts that, read that book or go on that trip or meet up with that person or, put yourself out there. Like, it might be scary at first, but you know, you showing up is enough, and you build the character over time that will eventually cause you to speed bump into, not speed bump, but to like come head and head with your higher self of all the character that you built over the years by just trying, by putting that one foot in front of the other. It's not as hard as we make it out to be. Just fucking go for it. You'll be all right. I promise you. Don't let people deter you, pull you back all day and every day. You got purpose in you. You got things to do. And that's individual to your own path. Whoever's meant to be with you will be with you. Who's ever meant to go the long run will go the long run. Who's ever meant to be in your life for a season and a period and a time will be in your life for a season and a period in time. So don't live with regrets. Just continue to put that one foot in front of the other. And remember, like, you know, controlling your thoughts and having knowledge of self truly builds the confidence that you need to have. All right, don't go off the rails because you're entertaining the wrong thoughts in your mind. Does, you know, if it's thoughts of fear, if it's thoughts of lack, if it's thoughts of doubt, if it's thoughts of like I said, I'm not good enough, or if it's thoughts that's just always connecting you to your trauma, always connecting you to your pain, baby, that ain't from God. That ain't you for real. You know who you are. You's a bad boy. Stop. You're a queen, you're a king, right? We're royalty. So we don't allow things to stump our growth and still kill and destroy our confidence. We're gonna go in the path and the thoughts and the direction that pour into us. So yeah, I hope I'm not rambling today. But honestly, that's the pod. I thank you guys all so much for always checking in with your girl. I hope y'all like the pod today. Comment down below if you have any, you know, comments, concerns, questions about today. And I hope you guys have a beautiful, beautiful week. Remember that you are powerful. Remember that you are resourceful. And remember that nothing can stop you as long as you are connected, intertwined with the King, God Almighty, and you allow him to pour into your life and work through you. You are the sacrifice for your dreams. Don't think what you're going through is going to take you out. No, it's building you up, giving you that character to make it in the long run. So I love you guys all so much. I'll see y'all later. Bye.